Hello, hello. Welcome to T-ster Talk. I'm Tommy Thomas, and I just wanted to talk to you about the death of John Amos, who recently passed. A legend, right? A legend in the acting world. Just what he brought to all kind of characters he's been with. We know him to be famous for Good Times, right? He was a dad. He was pretty much everybody's dad. Anybody who grew up in that time frame idolized him as a father because he took care of everything he could take care of. Yes, they were poor. Yes, they were in a bad environment, but he showed you what a real man should be by standing in for his family and his kids and doing all that he could do for them. He didn't abandon them. He could have easily walked away and took care of his own needs like a lot of men do. And the fact that his character was strong, right? It just gave that presence of a father, what a father should be. He was soft when he needed to be soft. He was hard when he needed to be hard. And he was just somebody I always just thought highly of, right? Now, a lot of people also know him as Kunta Kinte in the Root series, right? The older Kunta Kinte, along with a lot of host of actors and actresses in that. I mean, the actors in there were just legendary. The list goes on, right? And we know there was just a lot of people who remember him and his character because, again, he played a strong character. Again, that seems to be the thing with him. He knew how to select the scripts, right? We also know him as a father in Coming to America. I mean, who didn't watch Coming to America, right? The guy was legendary, running the McDowell's, and obviously it was a competitor with McDonald's, and it was just a classic, right? And if you have not seen that, you need to turn in your card immediately because that is one of the best movies of all time, and it's not just me saying that; it's just a classic, right? And he played the father in there, obviously, and he just took it to another level, right? He was funny. Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy. James Earl Jones, shout out to him. I'll do one on him later, his passing, and, rest in peace to him also. And it was just a host of fun events watching John Amos. The tragedy of all this is, which is amazing, is his life near the end. Like, we're hearing that his son and his daughter, and himself had some feuds, and there was a lot of disparity going on with the two and the three, and it just was weird, right? You didn't really hear too much about it until like the latter years. We obviously know now that the son pretty much had guardianship apparently, and he was calling the shots over other family members, including his sister. Now there are videos that have surfaced showcasing these disagreements, and it was just, you can see how families can wither away when things are just not settled for the common good. I mean, John Amos is the one who was obviously suffering, but it seems like the family members, namely the kids, they were bickering and going back and forth about who controls what, etc. It just seems to happen a lot to a lot of people when there's a situation of a loved one nearing death or getting into the tail end of their lives. It's a lot of bickering, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of positioning and jockeying who has what control, blah blah blah. And a safe bet going forward for anybody is just to have that stuff documented, so it can be a clear-cut decision about who's going to do what and when, and obviously make a will to determine who gets what. And therefore, feelings should not be hurt. You can't make everybody happy, but if it's done in advance, when you're of sound mind, it is very helpful. And then people who are left behind to pick up the pieces, they know how to coordinate themselves accordingly, and they can just do from there according to how it's legally set up. But in John Amos's case, apparently, unbeknownst to everybody, he had died in August 21st, and we didn't pretty much get the news till like the first week of October. So it seemed like he had just died. Well, you back up and you go to Wikipedia. I know people don't like Wikipedia, but it is pretty much dead set on when Wikipedia is on the point when you're talking about when people die. I can't speak for it in any other cases, but I noticed that when somebody dies, I go check it out, and I usually go to Wikipedia, and it confirmed he died August 21st. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. This is breaking news right now, like today. You mean to tell me he's been gone for nearly 2 months and no one knew about it? Here's also the kicker. His daughter didn't even know. She heard when everybody else heard. What in the world is going on? Now that is crazy. So the son apparently called all the shots, right? Even to the end. I don't know if he had paperwork stating so. Apparently he did. He was just kind of shady with everything, right? So we're hearing now is that soon as John Amos passed away, he had him cremated. Now we don't know if he signed off to be cremated, but that's allegedly. They're saying that he really didn't want to be cremated. Now, something is suspicious about a lot of things because the reports are saying that the son, who was led to be in charge, would stop giving him medicine. Now, we don't know if John Amos was directly doing that, telling him to do so, but we do know that it happened that way, apparently. Now, when you have a cremation, obviously there's no autopsy. So it could be a mystery going forward. But how ironic that he had him cremated that fast. And then for the family members not to know anything, that just was creating all kind of havoc. It's really sad. This guy did so much for our community, and his acting skills obviously go way back. I mean, he's done a lot of films. He's even on the latter years he was acting, right? We hated him to see him leave on Good Times, and we all know they had to, pretend like he died on the show. And his wife, we know Florida, she had the lines of all lines when she finally got to the point of recognizing that it's finally over for him. The character, James Evans, died, and she said, "Damn, damn, damn." And it was a touching moment. Everybody can remember where they were when they saw the TV show. And there was just no replacing that guy. The guy was a legend. They tried to replace him, but it just wasn't the same. I mean, he was just the stuff. And for him to end the way they ended as far as his death, being a month and a half, it should have been announced publicly right when it happened. Because then we could have celebrated it when it happened. Now, you still can celebrate it, and his life still meant something. But it's just sad how people are going through what they're going through, and they're doing what they're doing. And this happens more than you know. So I just want to know what you think about his passing and what it meant to you. Give me a like, give me some comments, and please subscribe. And, it's just a sad day when we all can't get together, even in the final hour, and decide what's best for everybody. So we have to do better than this. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and you take care.